Hey guys, welcome into the show. Good morning. Hope everybody is ready to rock and roll this morning. Pro Joe, we ready to rock and roll? Do you see me? Everything good?
Everything's good.
All right.
So far.
I couldn't see myself, which is why I was like, oh, you see me, but I don't see me.
Yeah, I'll double check on the stream.
All right. I don't see us on the stream, but guys, good morning. Glad you're with us. Arch City now, Vic Faust, that's producer Joe. Takes care of our technical side as well. Also offers his opinion when asked. We love it. It is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, July 2nd. 6:05 is the time. What a beautiful day yesterday when it came to the situation of watching the weather. Man, oh man, did we have a good day yesterday. There was basically no humidity, at least we were used to having. And then we had 85 degrees, maybe a little hotter than that at some point in time. But we got another day like that today. So get out, enjoy it if you can, because we know heat and humidity is coming for the weekend when it comes for this wonderful 4th of July week. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m., getting you started in the mornings. We like to talk about things in the morning, too. You got shout outs when it comes to coffee, breakfast places, donuts, whatever you do in the mornings. Let us know. Your protein shakes. How do you get your morning started? Jump in. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. The show is all about St. Louis. We focus on you, what's happening in our community, and what people are talking about. The water cooler talk, what is going on throughout the Lou. Coming up today on the show, a little sports talk with the Cardinals. Obviously, they lost again last night. They can't score any runs. Nelly responding to performing because there were some. Now, you can't make everybody happy in life. We know that. Ever. Don't even try. Don't even try. Nelly performed at President Trump's inauguration and his ball. And then some people, if you're a Democrat, you get upset, I guess. If you're a Republican, you love it. It's such as life. Deal with it. So he's finally responding to some of the naysayers. Oh, dare you? Give me a break. Give me a break, people. Who cares if he performed at the president's ball, inauguration ball? I mean, come on. Anyway, Nelly responds to that. It's been some time, but I guess he felt he needed to, or maybe he was asked about it. New Population Census Bureau shows significant growth among two groups of people throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. And then two other ethnicities are decreasing. We'll get into that and show you what's happening from that standpoint. Clayton Restaurant Week is coming back in 2 weeks, or just under 2 weeks. We'll tell you the restaurants that are participating in that. We'll get into that. What group of people are hurting Corona beer sales? It's an interesting one because I see a lot of Corona being consumed even in St. Louis, the home of Anheuser-Busch.
When I drink, that's what I drink.
Corona and Corona Light. I see that as well. You're not the group of people that's hurting sales.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, but I thought you were an all marijuana guy. I didn't even know you had beer.
Well, every now and then. I mean, I'm not.
I'm not against the beer.
it. No,
I gotcha. No, that makes sense. I gotcha. There was an emergency landing at Lambert. A plane took off on its way. He had to make an immediate stop, or at least to go back. Somebody close to me said that they don't feel safe in planes anymore because of all the stuff going on.
Yeah,
I do.
I'm a little more leery these days.
You are too. Yeah, okay. There we go. We'll get into that. We'll talk about it. Yeah, just a typical day out in St. Albans. 3 bison had to be euthanized. They escaped. In all the research, I couldn't find out where they escaped from. So I guess somebody had a farm.
Yeah, there's bison farms in Missouri. Yeah,
and they had to be euthanized. We'll get into that. After going after its owner. The owner had to be taken away in an ambulance with a knee injury. We'll get into that. We'll introduce you. We'll tell you about the guy, Ralph Morse. You're a music guy. Ralph has been all around. KMOV did a really good article on him and story. He was the guy killed in the one-way, or the driver going the wrong way crash last weekend. Massive music lover in the St. Louis area, known by a lot of the local bands, the facilities. Yeah, they're just, it's sad. I mean, whether it was him or somebody else, I mean, it's sad. It's terrible that those things are happening. We can get into that. St. Louis firefighter passed away in the line of action on Sunday from a medical emergency. I can tell you about him. Cardinals have a A gift pack of tickets. It's a little bit cheaper. They can offer that to you. So there's a lot of these things going on. Any other stories you guys have, bring them to us. We'd love to get it going. We're here till 8:00. You can stream us on X and YouTube at Arch City Now. Also, you can stream us at luinfo.com. That has everything that we do. luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. You can also give us a call today. The phone number to do that is 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. We can talk about those things that are going on, anything else that's happening in your neck of the woods as well. Cardinals lost again last night to the Pirates. That's why this team is so difficult to figure out. They sweep the Guardians. Now they're going to Pittsburgh and they have a chance to continue wonderful play. And now they haven't scored a run in 2 games against the last place Pirates. That's what this team is. They're up and down. They're all around. That's why you can't trust them. They're only 4 games out of first place. But the fact is, their team can go silent for days. And all of a sudden they get hot. Then they go silent. And especially to the Pirates. Now, Paul Skeens was on the mound last night, but still, the Cardinals had a chance to face other pitchers. They couldn't get it done. They lose again. They've now gone 5-5 in their last 10 against some teams that are not so great. So it's like, come on, boys. Come on. Let's get it going. 4 games out of first place. They have an 11:35 start today. Early game and on the East Coast. So it hits us at 11:35 a.m. Cardinals looking to get some action in today. Also, soccer tonight. St. Louis City SC home park, Energizer Park. You've got a 6 p.m. start with Guatemala national team. I'm wondering if we'll sold it. I haven't seen if it's sold out. If it's sold out, let us know. I haven't seen if it's sold out yet, but we would love to hear from that standpoint. Anything, I just want to make sure, anything that happens in your neck of the woods, you want to give shout outs, let us do it. We do it here on the show. Grateful you guys are with us. Let us know if we can do that. You do it on the chat line as well. YouTube and X at Arch City Now. YouTube and X at Arch City Now. You can jump in, conversation, let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Anything going on with you yesterday? Pro Joe, anything you see, anything come to light before we jump in anything else? You see anything?
Unfortunately, no.
Why unfortunately? It's all right. We don't have to force things.
I went home and worked. I kept my head to the grindstone.
I got it. I do. I understand how it goes. Oh, there's my phone. It's like literally sitting right in front of me. What do you think about this, Pro Joe? And we'll get into it a little bit later when it comes to the St. Louis area, the Missouri area. But I'm wondering when it comes to, I lost it here. I'll have to pull it back up. When it comes to marijuana and licenses throughout the state of Missouri, it almost seems like there's too many, doesn't it? But I don't know enough about the industry, which is why I bring you in from that standpoint to say,
okay,
do you think there are? Because you're in the state, and I'll tell you why the state of Missouri has hired a company to try to figure this situation out. If Missouri needs more licenses for growing.
Well, for growing or for
for growing.
Oh, for growing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any problem with competition in that industry at all. I mean, I guarantee you people with licenses don't want more. However, the consumer would like options.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I get it. They've hired, I had it pulled up here. The state of Missouri's hired a company out of New York to do a study, just under $300,000 to figure out if the state of Missouri needs more licenses or if it would be saturated or if that would help the industry.
Personally, I think we need more dispensaries out there.
Okay.
Troy only has one. I mean, I think they have a second one coming, but if you look at banks, gas stations, liquor stores, most cities have more than one. So I really do believe that there should be more dispensaries.
Well, the group's they're getting paid $238,700 from the state of Missouri. And it's an economic impact study to help the state determine whether or when the state will be required to issue additional cannabis facility licenses. And if so, how many, where, and what type. So you know this industry a whole lot more than I do. And I was curious because the department has issued nearly 400 licenses for cultivation, manufacturing facilities, and dispensaries. But the rules, for example, allow Joe 27 dispensary license in each of the state's 8 congressional districts, while the Constitution in Missouri requires a minimum of 24. And the state will also eventually have 144 micro-business licenses, which are limited in size and scope and meant to benefit disadvantaged business owners.
I'm all for it. More licenses.
This is what's crazy about this sort of when it comes to Missouri and why this is a big topic in St. Louis and around the area, because it is a huge talk about. Last year, Missouri recorded $1.46 billion in total marijuana sales in the state's second year of adult use marijuana.
You know, when it was illegal,
1.46 billion, Joe.
yeah, when it was illegal, this is all pot smokers could talk about, is how good it could be for the economy.
$1.46 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who is it good for? Owners, right?
Well, yeah. And, well, obviously, taxes are getting paid.
Yep. So they're outperforming states with a longer history of marijuana legalization like Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, Missouri, 1.46 billion. So if anybody's associated in that industry, you know they're making money. Lots of money.
Mm-hmm. It's a gold mine.
Quote, as it relates to cannabis markets, Missouri is pretty famously the model to follow. That coming from Mackenzie Slade, the group's CEO, and owner, who have they hired to take care of this space. That's phenomenal to me. Phenomenal. 3 companies were vying for the contract this spring. One applicant was an Oregon company. Another was the St. Louis-based Capital Consulting Services, a minority-owned business enterprise that has helped governments with economic feasibility studies for 15 years. So the weed industry in the St. Louis area in Missouri is strong. It is very, very, very strong. And Joe helps that.
Yeah. I like the strongness of it.
That's a big story, man. That is a big story throughout the St. Louis area.
Yeah. I think it's good for the economy for sure.
$1.46 billion spent on cannabis last year.
Yep.
Just in the state of Missouri.
More licenses, more money.
More money spent in the state of Missouri than in Colorado. Just think about that. That just blows my mind. So, you look at it, you see where they are. Does it seem like more and more shops are popping up?
There are. It's slow to go,
I don't know much about the industry. That's why I know we've had some people on our previous show, some companies that advertised with us for long periods of time, but the whole thing is so bizarre to me, just how fast that happened and how much money is there and how much people use it for a variety of sources, a variety of ways when it comes to marijuana. Whether it's recreational, whether it's fun, whether it's sleeping, whether it's relaxing, whether it's medical. I mean, all kinds of things.
When it comes to the negative side of marijuana versus the negative side of other things, recreational things, there are a lot less negatives when it comes to marijuana.
And I see the shops all over St. Louis. This is Arch City Now. We are the Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. We'll come back with more on this topic, plus everything else that we just promoted. Lots to get to today, lots of topics. Projo's here. I'm Vic Faust. Back with more right after this.
Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes. Weekday mornings from 8 to 10, only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at louinfo.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands. Because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song.
This is former Cardinal and Navy Lieutenant Mitch Harris. Salute those who serve. Join the Cardinals on Friday, July 11th for Military Appreciation Night, presented by Boeing. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals 40-ounce tumbler, honoring all 6 military branches. Arrive early for a powerful pregame concert by the U.S. Air Force Band on the Budweiser stage. And best of all, a portion of each ticket benefits USO Missouri. You get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Sheriff's deputies in Franklin County shot and killed 3 bison Tuesday after the animals escaped a nearby corral and injured one of their owners. Franklin County Sheriff Steve Pelton said the bison were approaching the community of St. Albans after escaping the nearby farm, and deputies couldn't take the risk to the public. The St. Louis Fire Department announced the line-of-duty death of a firefighter. Lee Krause, a 27-year veteran of the department, died Tuesday after experiencing a medical emergency while on duty Sunday. The department did not give further details on his cause of death. His decades of service to the citizens of St. Louis reflect a life of dedication, sacrifice, and honor, said the fire department in a statement. An Australian domestic flight was delayed for 2 hours after a stowaway snake was found in the plane's cargo hold, said officials on Wednesday. The snake was found on Tuesday as passengers were boarding at Melbourne Airport for Brisbane. That according to snake catcher Mark Pelly. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Sandy Connor.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
This 4th of July, remember the proud, honorable men and women of our military. This salute courtesy of Jenna Realty Group, locally owned and operated. When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, look to the trusted, experienced agents at Jenna Realty Group. Call 314-426-7575, 314-426-7575, or view listings at JennaRealtyGroup.com, making your dream of owning a home a reality. That's Jenna Realty Group, wishing everyone a safe 4th of July.
Fenton Bar and Grill, home of the best trash wings in the St. Louis area and the best servers in town. Fenton Bar and Grill is located on Rudder Road in Fenton, just minutes away from the soccer park. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so anytime is a good time to enjoy Fenton Bar and Grill. While you're there, say hi to Chuck, the 2024 Mater D of the Year. And know you'll always be around people that love sports. It's a guaranteed great time at Fenton Bar and Grill. Learn more at FentonBarandGrill.com.
back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. It is Arch City Now. Vic Faust here, producer Joe alongside as well. 6:25 is our time. Happy July 2nd. Happy Hump Day. Joe, did I hear the heat index over 100 today, or was that for the weekend?
I believe that was for today.
I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Let me check the. No, that can't. No, I see that has to be for the
Okay,
weekend. We have a
yeah.
high of 87 today. You know what that is? That's probably for the 4th of July.
Yep.
Yeah, 90.
Friday.
Because
yeah.
today still looks like a pretty good day.
Yep, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah,
will be
hopefully with the
really hot.
humidity down. So guys, we do everything St. Louis. Good morning. We'd like to get you rocking and rolling today. If you're watching, if there's a story you want to talk about, if there's something going on, if there's a shout out, as always, we love it when you guys do it. Let us know. Let us know. That's what we do with this show. By the way, Hot Take Central 2.0 coming up at 8 o'clock today. And we're getting you ready and rocking out on this beautiful morning, a sunny summer St. Louis sizzling morning. What's up in your neck of the woods? What are people talking about? First segment, we were talking about weed. Missouri is definitely a marijuana state. There's no doubt about it. $1.46 billion in sales in 2024. And it's only getting stronger. The study that we were talking about is, the state of Missouri is paying, $239,000. A New York firm is doing it for an economic impact study to see if more licenses are needed or if they should be giving more license in the state of Missouri. I just know that when I'm driving around, it seems like either I'm recognizing it more and more of the marijuana shops are opening up.
Yeah,
That's just what I see.
Well, start counting the banks and gas stations and liquor stores and compare the two.
I'm not following. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, why is there a regulation on dispensaries when we have so many liquor stores everywhere? And why can't we buy marijuana at a liquor store?
Can you do it in any other states?
I don't think so. I think
that's just so over my head when it comes to
Right.
buying marijuana. When you consider, do you really think you can make that legal? I mean, think about it. You have to show licenses. You have to walk in. It just seems like it's very secure.
Well, what's really weird is marijuana is way safer than alcohol. Let's just put it out there. It's way safer. It's way better for you. There's a lot more benefits to it. However, and you don't have to have licenses or a card or anything to buy that. I mean,
No.
you have to have a liquor license to sell it, but
No, it's a good point. I understand where you're coming from. I just think about throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. I've been in some weed stores, marijuana dispensaries, done stories, had some friends that own places, and it's so secure. It's like you have to go in. There's guards.
Yep.
You have to show a license just to get in.
They treat you like a criminal already.
Right. Before you go in.
Right.
I don't think who knows? I don't think we're anywhere close to seeing marijuana being sold at gas stations.
I don't see why not. And if they're having trouble distributing licenses to weed, how many liquor licenses are out there?
No, that's a good point. We'd love to see you too, Pro Joe, when you talk.
Sorry.
No, it's especially on these subjects, especially when you're talking about weed at gas stations. In the state of Missouri, I'm not going to say never. You'd have to increase the size of these gas stations. So much money would go. It'd have to be a whole nother.
You wouldn't need that many.
I don't know, man.
If you could buy it at every gas station, it would the dispensaries, like you wouldn't have lines at dispensaries.
Is this something you've talked about, I guess, with people?
Oh, you think about it a lot.
Damn, I wish I could just go and get my gas, get a Gatorade.
And a joint.
Yeah. That's the voice of Projo. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust here with you guys. The time is 6:29. Happy Hump Day. Cardinals lost last night. Man, score run, please. Cardinals, they lost 1-0 last night. That means they've lost 2 in a row to the Pirates. They've lost 5 of their last 10. They're 4 games out of first place. We just need them to freaking score some runs. Sonny Gray's on the mound for the Birds today. He's an 8-game winner. ERA getting up there, mid 3s, but team scores runs for him. They find a way to win. Desperately do not want to get swept in Pittsburgh this week. Do not get swept in Pittsburgh. Soccer tonight, U.S. men's national team. They've got a game 6 p.m. hosting Guatemala. That, of course, is the Gold Cup semifinal game. A chance for St. Louis fans to go out, not only enjoy the opportunity to watch national soccer, a meaningful game, but also show how good our fans are throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. It'll be a warm day, but not over the top, not like we had last week. So that could be really nice. Also, this story I felt was interesting. It's so easy to judge people when we don't know things, and you hear things, and we know this in life. You may hear something and you're like, oh, I don't like what they're doing, or, oh, I heard this. You never really know till you ask somebody or talk to somebody. I mean, we know that it happens, especially in a big, small city like St. Louis. Nelly, he performed at President Trump's ball. I think it was the inaugural ball. And then there were some people who, quote, they didn't agree with Trump's policies, his politics. So then they attacked Nelly because Nelly decided to perform. I mean, performers shouldn't they're just there to perform. If they're not giving opinions on anything, I mean, come on. So Nelly faced some backlash. I mean, we promoted him a few weeks ago. He has a reality TV show coming. So he was out doing the circuit promoting his reality TV show. And he was asked about performing it's been 6 months. People still asking him about that. Well, Nelly had to respond to it. Nelly, of course, our homegrown talent. Here's Nelly talking about the whole situation regarding performing at the inauguration and his feelings when it comes to why he did it and everything that kind of goes into that. It's like, okay, just leave Nelly alone, man. The dude was just trying.
He defended his decision to perform, and he said, regardless of the
Sorry, it just started playing. It's Fox.
The differences we have, he also says it's happened over and over again. This isn't the first time he's had people question his collaborations or performances. He talked about doing a country crossover song back in 2004. You guys remember that one with Tim McGraw, getting heat from the hip hop community asking him, Nelly, what are you doing? Well, he says now he sees black country artists like Beyonce and Shaboozey making breakthroughs in the genre, and it's great to be ahead of the curve. As for performing at Trump's ball, he said it all boiled down to respect.
It's not about a campaign. This is not a campaign trail. This is not anything that I feel like I'm influencing people to the way on how they feel, but it's more about the respect and the honor of being invited for what I like to call the greatest country on the planet.
Okay, there it is. It's about respect. Thank you, Nelly. I mean, it seems pretty reasonable, doesn't it? St. Louis's own. I mean, people are always going to be divided with politics. We already know that. Why can't he go perform without catching backlash from people who want to rip politics, whether it's Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever? Nelly should be able to go perform without having to deal with this stuff. But I guess there are certain people that they just want to be the keyboard warriors. They want to attack you. They want to tear you down because you're doing something they don't agree with. So I mean, it made sense to me from a Nelly standpoint. Why not? He should be able to. He should be able to go perform where he wants to without people coming after him. It is what it is. So kudos to you, Nelly, for speaking up and at least giving a perspective that sometimes people may not want to see or listen to because it's not one that they agree with. I mean, we need to keep our minds open and listen to things that we don't like. We do. That's how we mature, whether you agree or not. You have to have an argument. You have to yell and go after people. Just thank you, Nelly. Good model from that standpoint. Guys, this is Art City Now. You can stream us on X and YouTube at Art City Now. You can also give us a call if you want to talk about anything. 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. You can also stream us at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. Other things happening throughout the area on this Wednesday, July 2nd, or at least we're kind of getting into and talking about. Okay, a couple updates. Number one, I know we don't have the video of the guy, but we told you about this guy. He went in and he robbed the PNC Bank on Olive in the middle of the day on June 16th. He looked like a guy who I know. It was not him. Police found him. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of time, but somehow, some way, It took just about 2 weeks, and they found the guy. I don't know how long it takes to find people, but the guy that they found, they arrested. They got him 2 weeks later. So they found him. He literally walked into a PNC bank, demanded money, walked out, disappeared into the St. Louis County community right there on Olive.
Like a Kaiser Soze kind of.
Kaiser Soze. What a reference. And they eventually got him. So they brought him back to justice eventually. He probably thought that he was going to get away, and he did not. His name is Matthew Park from Hanley Hills. It was a 46-year-old man that walked in and robbed the place. So they got him. They brought him back to justice. I just thought that was pretty darn interesting that they were able to get him. Also, when it comes to those people who should feel shame, police also arrested a guy, Clayton Bauer. We've talked about this. People stealing copper wire. On the show, we talked about it. Okay, this guy has now been charged with 63 felonies. 63 felonies of stealing copper wire from all over the St. Louis metropolitan area.
I think I'm in the wrong game.
Yeah, he tried to get into a tornado-ravaged home as well. So,
oh wow,
yeah, those are some of the worst ones too. He got busted. 24 cases, tens of thousands of dollars worth of theft. So he's going in. That's his enterprise, stealing copper wire and then going and selling it. I don't know much about that industry. If people do, feel free to let us know. I'm just not up to date on it. It is what it is. We start talking about those things and it's like, okay, all right, there's the copper wire. Whatever you guys think, go sell it wherever you want to sell it. But he got busted. Eventually, it seems like things can catch up with you. Eventually, right? I mean, that's what we've started to see.
Yeah. I mean, do you have to be a crackhead to do this job?
Is there really that much money in it?
Right.
That's what I don't get.
I mean, it's copper.
Over 24 cases. 24 cases. St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, they arrested him also driving a stolen Ford F-250. And this might make some sense. They also found methamphetamine in his car.
Some people are just living that GTA life.
Is that? I guess so. I guess that's what's going on. It's like, hello, here we go. All right. I mean, I just, man, so much money. I didn't think you'd find that much money in that industry, and we keep talking about it.
Yeah, it's what pennies are.
That's a
made
drug
of.
thing. It's a
It's
drug
like
thing.
stealing pennies. Seriously,
It's a drug deal.
it's got to be.
No, meaning he's trying to, if he's got methamphetamine in the car,
Yeah,
obviously he's got to find a way.
he's financing.
Yeah, he's
that.
financing a way to make all this stuff happen.
Right.
It's exactly what's going on. By the way, you can give us a call if you want to today. 855-282-8255. This show is all about you. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What's going on throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area? We are the AM show. We are the morning show, getting you set for your days throughout St. Louis. We cover everything. We try to shine a light, for the most part, a positive light, but also headline stories. What are people talking about? Who's making news? Who is out there? Who needs a shout out? All those things. That's what we do right here. We take you Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. All things in the Lou. You can stream us and all of the shows that we have on this network. LouInfo.com. Once again, it is LouInfo.com. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside as well. When we come back, one of the other topics that I found was interesting in St. Louis. New Census Bureau study shows significant growth in 2 ethnicities throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, while 2 other ethnicities, the population is decreasing. What do you think about this? The study that was done. We'll talk about that coming back. Also, the video that's crazy. Bison getting loose, running around St. Albans. And even going after the owner. So lots to get to today. A lot of other stories. Lots happening on this hump day. We'll get to it. We are the information station. We're live and on demand at LouInfo.com. Back with more right after this.
Take control of your life and money once and for all. The Ramsey Show with Dave Ramsey. Weeknights from 6 to 9. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song. Hey, Cardinal fans, hydrate like a champ. Head to the ballpark Saturday, July 12th as the Cardinals take on the Braves. That day, 20,000 fans 16 and older score a City Connect tumbler courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Stay cool and sip in style all summer long with this 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler. Don't miss out on this fan-favorite giveaway. Grab your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Fenton Bar and Grill, home of the best trash wings in the St. Louis area and the best servers in town. Fenton Bar and Grill is located on Rudder Road in Fenton, just minutes away from the soccer park. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so anytime is a good time to enjoy Fenton Bar and Grill. While you're there, say hi to Chuck, the 2024 Mater D of the Year. And know you'll always be around people that love sports. It's a guaranteed great time at Fenton Bar and Grill. Learn more at FentonBarandGrill.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Sheriff's deputies in Franklin County shot and killed 3 bison Tuesday after the animals escaped a nearby corral and injured one of their owners. Franklin County Sheriff Steve said the bison were approaching the community of St. Albans after escaping the nearby farm, and deputies couldn't take the risk to the public. The St. Louis Fire Department announced the line of duty death of a firefighter. Lee Krause, a 27-year veteran of the department, died Tuesday after experiencing a medical emergency while on duty Sunday. The department did not give further details on his cause of death. His decades of service to the citizens of St. Louis reflect a life of dedication, sacrifice, and honor, said the fire department in a statement. An Australian domestic flight was delayed for 2 hours after a stowaway snake was found in the plane's cargo hold, said officials on Wednesday. The snake was found on Tuesday as passengers were boarding at Melbourne Airport for Brisbane. That according to snake catcher Mark Pelly. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Sandy Connor.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s, and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries, we create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
This 4th of July, remember the proud, honorable men and women of our military sacrificing for our freedom. Take time to pray for their safe return home. This salute brought to you by Kim Materials Incorporated of Old Monroe, locally owned and operated, serving Old Monroe and the surrounding areas with years of quality and pride. Visit KimMaterials.com. That's Kim Materials Incorporated of Old Monroe, proud supporters of our heroes in uniform and on the air because they care.
The Lou Information Station content can be found online at louinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Happy Hump Day, Wednesday, July 2nd. Time is 6:44. Glad you're with us this morning. We get you up and at it every morning, Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 a.m. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside, making sure we look and sound as good as we possibly can, getting you all of the information and headlines that you want to talk about throughout the St. Louis area. We talk about anything and everything. We do all topics. You bring it up, we'll talk about it. If it's happening in St. Louis, let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's the whole concept of this. Let us know what's happening. You can also let us know privately if you don't want to get on the chat line. The chat line you can get on through X and YouTube. Once again, X and YouTube on Arch City Now. Once again, Arch City Now on X and YouTube. You can also email us, archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. And finally, if you want to call us, you can do that as well. The phone number is 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. Okay, we're moving on, getting things done. How about St. Louis area? I saw a study. It was a Census Bureau poll that was very interesting to me. When you think about where St. Louis is when it comes to our population, our makeup, how the region is changing when it comes to population, when it comes to ethnicity, all of those factors. And you look at some of the polling that can be done. This one was done by the U.S. Census Bureau. And it says that regarding our area, our St. Louis region, that the region, and it doesn't give specific numbers on percentages, but it says our region is losing both black and white residents. However, we are gaining Asian population and Hispanic population. That throughout the St. Louis metropolitan region. Not sure if you've seen that, if that's where you are when you're traveling around, if your friends, your family make up that. But what it entails is there's a 15 county radius, 15 county St. Louis metropolitan area. So Ness Sandoval is a professor of sociology and demography at SLU, says, quote, there are going to be two populations that will make up the majority of the growth. That's what's going to happen probably over the next 20 years as these populations continue to grow throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Talking about the Latino population and the Asian population. Sandoval goes on to say that the data that's released shows that the international migration numbers are immigrants who come directly to St. Louis as their first stop. So in September, he says, we will get data that shows immigrants who are moving from other cities to St. Louis. And so we get a fair amount of immigrants from the East Coast who find the East Coast to be expensive. Yeah, you think? Of course. So they make their, Boston, DC, all of those areas. So they make their way towards the St. Louis area. And that's where they find. They're also finding that a lot of the, quote, immigrants are moving to St. Louis, Dallas, Columbus, Ohio. And then that brings up a whole political standpoint. We're not going to get into it here today. Are these immigrants legal? Are you not legal? What's happening with the population growth? Because I think that's fair to say, especially when you consider policies that are happening right now in our country when it comes to whether you're a legal citizen or not. So Sandoval also goes on to points to the declining numbers in the black and white population as cause for concern. His quote is, so this is going to be a challenge for the future. These losses, the projected losses from the white population in terms of the natural decline, deaths over births, something I've always talked about. We're not having enough kids. People think I'm crazy. If you want to sit down and break down and we'll go, the United States is not having enough kids, and we haven't for a long time. We're just not.
If you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy, it's basically the same thing.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. It's going to be pretty significant if we continue on that pattern. Sandoval also says the concern in the population shifts in St. Louis. He says, quote, the city has experienced the largest population decline in our 15 county MSA, and it's coming from the black population and the white population. And so to offset that, it needs more Asians and Latinos to move in, and it simply was not able to do that. So he also says that St. Louis City, now we're talking about city, not the metro region, but the city, and I think this is an important stat, that the city is second in the country in terms of black population loss. So black leaving the city of St. Louis, number 2 in America. Comes to, and then see, you can figure out, okay, it may be small, but when you compare it to other cities, it shows you what's happening. Black population leaving St. Louis City at the second highest rate of any city in America. He also says, and now it's number one in terms of large cities, in terms of population loss. That is not a good sign for the city of St. Louis. So what's happening in the city of St. Louis, he says, quote, it's pretty remarkable in terms of the decline in population just in the last 5 years. And of course, you know, the region's also a little bit older when it comes to population. Get this, St. Charles. We always talk about St. Charles County. Everybody's moving to St. Charles County. They're growing, fastest growing counties, communities, not only in the state, but in America. But the study also found out, and this is a pretty interesting fact, that St. Charles is interesting because not only are they the fastest growing county in the region, but about 77% of the growth is from people who are 60 and over. Okay, so if you look at things over a 20-year time period, the people who are moving into St. Charles County, the far majority of them are age 60 and over.
St. Charles County, the Florida of Missouri.
Yeah, how about that? I just find, you know, sometimes, I mean, this is one of those things that you look at it now, but it's like, oh my, okay, think about where the St. Louis region was and what it looked like 20 years ago. And now look at 20 years in the future. And I don't think I'm overdoing it. I just found that this was interesting. This show was all about St. Louis and where we are and what people are talking about. I mean, check that out. That is, I literally was blown away. And then I got down to that stat where, oh yeah, 77% of the people moving into St. Charles County are age 60 and over. I don't even have to talk about where we go in 20 years from there, or where people are, what's going to happen in the region and what's going on. But that's not it. There was another stat that I thought was pretty darn interesting. The study also says that the region now has fewer families with children than 15 years ago. We have fewer families with children. And obviously, if you want to build a base, you need younger families with children. That's where you grow. And that's what helps offset some of the population losses. We just don't have it here. And you got to be real about where you are. I mean, in life, let's just be honest. I mean, we don't have to lie and to make ourselves feel better. I mean, you are what you are, and you talk about it. If you've got something great going on, great. If something's not good, just talk about it. That's how you can make things better and try to figure out ways to make things work, to see where you are. I don't know what people think about that. If you have any ideas, chat, you want to talk about that, what you see, we welcome you in. We'll bring it up a little bit later in the 7 o'clock hour as well. You can do that at luinfo.com. You can also stream us on YouTube and X. You can stream us, watch us, jump in the chat line right there, Arch City Now on YouTube and X. You can also give us a call, as we say, 855-282-8255. Anything from that study surprise you? Do you see those things, Pro Joe? Is it something that resonates with you?
Well, I'm just wondering how much, there was no studies about crime and how much it factors into the population loss.
You know what? That's how and let's just be honest, be real. Again, we know what's happened in the city over the last 5 years as well. It was not a good 5 years. That's just a fact. Not at all. And you wonder if that's one of the reasons why people were moving out too. But that was just St. Louis City. St. Louis County has also had not such a great crime stat as well. But then, you know, we have attorneys who come in here and say, well, those stats aren't real. You know, the attorney, Gabe Crocker, came in and was giving us some stats. So you're trying to figure out what's real, what's not. Okay. What do we find? Where do we go? I don't know. But that's St. Louis for you. And if you want to chime in on that, you can. We'll bring that up a little bit later in the show as well when it comes to some of those things that are happening.
Bottom line, everybody, procreate and have a happy family.
Be fruitful and multiply. Do it. But, you know, I mean, yeah, I know it's easier said than done. I get it. Those things can happen. By the way, something else that was kind of bizarre, not bizarre, but I asked Pro Joe this question earlier, and I ask all of you, do you feel as safe flying as you did before? Planes are not, quote, going down. They're not. Okay, there's a lot of reported incidents of here, there, emergency landings. We already talked about TSA and so forth. But where are you on the list when it comes to how safe you feel flying? A United Airlines flight 4423 operated by GoJet Airlines left Lambert yesterday morning, headed for Chicago, but after about 5 minutes, it had to return. There was smoke, and people smelled smoke all throughout the plane right after takeoff. So obviously, you're starting to go, oh no. As soon as the plane stopped, they opened the door. She pulled the handle. A woman that was talking to Fox about this. She jumped out. She said, my husband hooked the rope. She instructed us to hook to the wing, and then we all got out of the plane. So that was after 5 minutes. And there are many people who are nervous flyers. It happens. There were people who were. Have you been showing the video, Pro Joe?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Is there?
Yeah, no, there is video. There was a video from inside the plane when they were getting off. Does that make you more concerned? Obviously, when you see things and you hear things, and then of course when you smell things, it's like, uh-oh. You know what? I don't want to be dealing with this. Thanks, but no thanks. I'll be getting off the plane now. Flying is still way more safer than driving. It is. And a lot of times we forget that. I know somebody who is going into high school who refuses to fly, which forces people and his family to drive to places very, very, very far away. Those things can be an issue.
I prefer to drive. I drove all the way from St. Louis to LA in one day.
Okay, how many hours was that?
That's 20. Well, it's 26.
How can you do that in one day?
A lot of caffeine.
Oh my God. Wow, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, that's saying something.
Yep.
So, this flight went off. Everything ended up being fine, but still, it may concern you when you have this. And it happened in St. Louis. So, you see the video, people having to get off the plane, get rebooked, get another plane, firefighters there, taking precautions. And I think, haven't we all had some issue when it comes to flying a plane?
I mean,
haven't we? I had one where we lost altitude. It was a little scary.
I've never had a bad experience, maybe a little bit of turbulence. However, I've always been a nervous flyer, so I prefer to drive if I can get there that way.
Yeah. No, I understand. It's fun. I'm trying to be, I'm totally fine flying. I have no issues with flying. Once again, the stats just show that flying is still way more safe than driving. And it's not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close if we're worried about what those things are. So, oh, well, we'll get into that. Hey, guys, like, subscribe, share the show. We appreciate it. We're all things St. Louis. What's happening in your neighborhood? Who deserves shout outs? Let us know. That's what we do here on Arch City Now every morning from 6 to 8 a.m. Of course, we take you to 8 a.m. That's when Hot Take Central 2.0 takes over for 2 hours at that point in time. We'll be back with these stories plus a whole lot more for our second hour coming up right after this. Jump in. Let us know. Join the chat line as well on YouTube and X at Arch City Now. Pro Joe alongside. I'm Vic Faust. We appreciate you guys jumping in. Happy Hump Day. It's going to be a beautiful day. We get you up and going. We'll be back with more right after this.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries, we create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000.
Broadcasting live from the J. Randolph Jr. Studios. This is the Lou Information Station, KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News. I'm John Summers. The number of job openings unexpectedly jumped in May. The Labor Department says 7.8 million jobs were available, which is up from 7.4 million in April. Economists had expected the number of available jobs to dip slightly after April's bounce. The Senate passed President Trump's big, beautiful bill Tuesday. The vote was tight, and Vice President J.D. Vance had to cast the deciding vote to get it through.
On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being evenly divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
Republicans worked through Monday night as they resolved differences on how to fund the bill's tax cuts. The spending bill heads back to the House. President Trump visited Florida's alligator Alcatraz Tuesday with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem.
The job they've done is fantastic, and this is what you need. And Ron worked beautifully with Kristi and all of the people at Homeland Security.
Alligator Alcatraz is the nickname of the detention facility for illegal aliens built in the Everglades near Miami-Dade County, which Trump said other states are working on their own versions. The location set to house 5,000 illegals, with judges going to the site to handle their cases. The U.S. Agency for International Development's officially shutting down.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio made the announcement in the culmination of the Trump administration's months-long effort to dismantle the agency. USAID was targeted by DOJ with the aim of curbing waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. Rubio insisted years of foreign aid had failed to deliver results for the U.S. and said that the State Department would take over distribution of foreign assistance. I'm Mark Mayfield.
President Trump's venturing into the fragrance industry with a new business. The president launched a collectible line of fragrances for men and women. The first shipments of Victory 47 slated to go out in early December. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Care can.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
Hey, listen to me. I'm one of the credit cards in your wallet. I'm about to explode and pop like a balloon. You're using me and my brothers way too much. Your credit cards aren't the only ones annoyed. It's your paycheck that doesn't have enough to pay everything. Save your credit cards, your paycheck, and yourself a lot of PAIN. Pain. Call the debt helpline now, not tomorrow, right now. Our experts will show you how you can cut your interest rates and your payments on your credit cards in half. Credit card companies have special assistance programs designed to help you. Make this 100% free call right now and learn how you could get out of credit card debt. Here's the number.
800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. That's 800-406-6569. Paid for by Zero Debt.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, July 2nd. Time now, 7:05. We're ready to continue this show this morning, taking you to the top of the hour. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Projo, our producer, alongside as well. What's happening in your neck of the woods? Let us know what's going on throughout the St. Louis area that you want to hear about. What are we missing? What should we be talking about? Who deserves a shout out? All those things. We do it. We bring it to you Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. By the way, 8 to 10 a.m. is Hot Take Central 2.0 with Jim the Cat Hayes, the Cardinal broadcaster, and the former St. Louis Blue, Cam Jansen. Lots going on today, just getting you caught up on some of those headlines. Cardinals lost again last night, 1-0 to the last place Pirates. That's a bummer. They haven't scored a run in 2 games. They play today at 11:35, though, so that's a good thing. Get back out. Sonny Gray on the mound. He's an 8-game winner. They seem to score runs and play well when he's pitching. You do not want to get swept in Pittsburgh. I repeat, you do not want to get swept in Pittsburgh. Cards back in action today. They're 4 games behind the first place Chicago Cubs. Also tonight, over at Energizer Park, St. Louis City SC's home park. Soccer comes to St. Louis, a meaningful game. The United States men's national team playing in the Gold Cup semifinals. Really cool that we got that in St. Louis for our St. Louis fans. You know, we have a lot of a soccer base here to get out and support the men's team. They play Guatemala. That game will determine who goes on and plays for the championship of the Gold Cup against the winner of Mexico and Honduras. There are some of the top players who are playing on the team. They'll be there tonight. Not all of them, but you still get a chance to see some of the younger stars, guys that are doing well. And if you've watched any of the games, you get a chance to see them in action, see what's coming up, how deep the American team can be and continue to play. So glad to see that. Also, when it comes to the Cardinals, you can check it out. They have a new game package of tickets. So, I mean, they've got tickets that are on sale that you can get. I mean, you're talking about tickets as cheap as $59 coming up for 30 games. That starts in July. You can look that up. They're trying to generate more interest, get guys, get families, get kids, you name it, out to the ballpark. They haven't had a lot of population or attendance this season. It's been that way. It is what it is, like we were talking about earlier. So you can check that out as well. If you want to join the show, you can do that as well. Giving us a call, 855-282-8255. Once again, 855-282-8555. You can also jump in on our chat line. You can do that through X and YouTube at Arch City Now. Once again, X and YouTube at Arch City Now. You can join the show from a video standpoint, get your point made if you want to give a shout out, promote a business, do whatever. That's why we're here. You can also learn more about our show and others at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. Getting some updates from people from the text as well. Clayton Restaurant Week is coming up July 14th through the 20th. Lots, and I repeat, lots of businesses getting involved in that. And it's a really cool thing that they do there as well. When it comes to the restaurant week in Clayton, you haven't checked it out, you have a chance, you can. I mean, you're talking about some really good, and I mean really good restaurants that are participating. Literally over a dozen. I mean, each restaurant offers a 3-course prefix dinner. Menu prices at $39, $59, and $79. The menus range from casual bites to obviously more sophisticated, elaborate meals. Lots of restaurants participating. 801 Chop House, 801 Fish, Avenue, Barcelona Topes, Tapas, CJ Muggs, all the way down. Cafe Don Alonso, Crushed Red. I mean, I may be missing some. Herbie's, Ivy, Seven, Ocean Bistro. So Peelwood Fired Pizza, many. Check it out. It's a really, really cool deal that they have going on. Okay. We got lots of headlines today. Some things that are really cool. We talk about food. We talk about drink throughout the St. Louis area. We'll talk about how much money the marijuana industry brought Missouri, how much sales went into marijuana last year, which just blew my mind in the state of Missouri. But also one other thing that we hadn't talked about, Projo, which I brought up to you earlier, and that was if you like to drink Corona. Yep. Corona. It's crazy because
that's my beer.
Okay, there you go. It's your beer. I know people like Corona Light and Corona. Well, Corona sales have gone down. A lot of beer sales had gone down in the last 5 years. More people were drinking, as they like to say, spirits or
smoking marijuana.
Or smoking marijuana. Of course, I knew you were going to go there, especially in the St. Louis metropolitan area. But Corona says that they've lost sales because one specific sales group of people are not buying beer like they used to. They say that they have lost their branding, or not branding, but they've lost customers because they said their Hispanic customers have cut back. So Corona's Hispanic customers are gone or leaving or not doing it. The Corona parent company says that their beer sales have dipped because Hispanic customers are cutting back. Constellation Brands said its top sales states with large Hispanic populations saw subdued spending. They say customers, both Hispanic and non-Hispanic, cut back on going out and gathering in groups. But they say at the end of the day, the parent company says their sales have fallen because, and in part because, Hispanic customers are not buying as much beer.
Blame it on COVID.
COVID? That's been years ago.
Yeah, but people don't get together as much as they used to, you know?
They don't?
No. I think that a lot of believers take precaution.
Okay.
They're the ones that you see still wearing a mask in the grocery store.
All right. Well, that's I don't see that, but I appreciate your perspective. $2.23 billion in beer sales in the last quarter. It was a 2% decline from the year before. That's what it was. So you see a 2% decline. It's a lot of money. So I don't know, man. That's just funny. It's just bizarre to me. And speaking of beer and what's out there, a lot of us know what Quick Trip is. There's Quick Trips all over the St. Louis metropolitan area. Quick Trip in the St. Louis area has put out a new beer, and it's called QT. Quitting Time.
Is that a joke?
No, this is not an April Fool's Day joke. We are dead serious here at 7:12 on a Wednesday, July 2nd. You're watching Art City Now. I'm Vic Faust. Quitting Time, just in time for the 4th of July. Quick Trip launched a new specialty beer brand, literally called QT Quitting Time. It's available at Quick Trip locations across St. Louis, crafted with malted barley and hops in partnership with Marshall Brewing. So you can pop up a can if you want to show the picture, Pro Joe. I found it on msn.com, but if you type in QT's Quitting Time, it's a premium beer, they say. So they're trying to make their way with, QT does everything else, right? The only thing QT does not do a good job of, if they had a separate line for people who are doing lottery. A separate line, even though QT, literally, it's a quick stop. It's a Quick Trip. Those people that work the front desk are absolutely amazing. The registers, take you here to the right, take you here to the left. I'll get you. It's almost like an auctioneer, like zipping through, getting you in and out.
Quick.
So they do a lot there. They do food. They do all kinds of things. Why not have their own beer? Quitting Time. There it is, the QT beer in St. Louis. We'll almost have to see. If somebody's had it, let us know.
I like how they're telling you when to drink it.
Yeah, whenever, but everybody's quitting time's a different time. Right. It's happy hour somewhere. The name of the new beer brand plays off a conversation between the Quick Trip executives nearly 50 years ago at the end of the day when it was quitting time. That's what they say. So there you go. The beer first debuted about 5 years ago in select markets and has been relaunched and sold in 6-packs of 12-ounce cans. And they also sell the 19.2-ounce singles, Quitting Time. You can check it out. It was first launched in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, that's Quick Trick's hometown. I didn't know that. Eventually spread to Kansas City, Wichita, and now it's coming to St. Louis for the first time. We'll see if Quitting Time takes off in the St. Louis area, but I thought it was pretty interesting.
I've only seen Quick Trips in Missouri. I didn't realize they were in Oklahoma as well.
I only knew that because I'd spent 3 years of my life in Tulsa, so I get it, and I know why they were there. But interesting stuff, Quitting Time. Check it out if you want that beer. It is all there for you. Also, it's gonna be a nice warm day. Whatever you guys got going on, check it out. Get outside, enjoy. But we also have a very nice week ahead as well. It's going to be warm. It's going to be muggy. It's going to be hot. The heat indices is going to be hot. We know that. It's summer. It's July. 4th of July is coming up. If you guys wanted to promote anything when it comes to 4th of July parade, celebrations, fireworks, let us know. We like to get that information out there too. If there are, tickets being sold, let us know. We do that too. Also, when it comes to fireworks, Projo, you've been asking this week, what's going on? Are people having to pay premium prices? No. Local fireworks companies were asked, are you guys being affected by any prices? They said, nope, prices are all the same, has nothing to do with tariffs, because these fireworks stands purchase their fireworks a year in advance.
Oh, okay. So next year we're going to see it.
Maybe, but they're still saying we're not sure about that. So if you're out purchasing fireworks throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area and somebody says, yeah, those tariffs are high, we had to increase the price, it's not true.
Mm-hmm. They're gouging you.
They're gouging you. Thankfully, there have been some honest fireworks stands, owners,
it's the hottest happy hour.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new.
Hello.
I'm assuming we're back on air. Somebody must have hit something for the commercials.
I think so.
That's all right. We're back on here. We were talking about the fireworks. So no tariffs affecting prices when it comes to purchasing your fireworks. So if you still need to get them, the inventories are high. They hadn't been overrun yet, but as the week gets closer, I mean, we're literally 2 days away from the 4th of July, with it being on a Friday. But also, with it being on a Friday, you're going to see fireworks on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, depending upon what county you live in. And of course, we know it just depends, where they're legal in St. Charles County with restrictions, not in the city, not in the county. So anyway, this is Arch City Now. Glad you're with us. 7:17 is our time. It is July 2nd. We were talking about where you guys want to promote, what you guys want to do when it comes to the St. Louis metropolitan area. We go through a variety of stories, a variety of headlines, but we need you guys. And this show is about you. We appreciate you jumping in and watching us and listening to us. And as we move forward, we have lots of interviews that we are setting up with people making headlines throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, promoting themselves, promoting their businesses, because that's what all of this is about. Trying to do what we can for anybody and everybody around the region, around the area. One of those things, too, that we were talking about before we go to break, were the bison. I know you heard some of it's sad. You had 3 bison euthanized out near St. Albans. But some of the video from the story was just crazy, watching 3 bison that got loose from somewhere. And then they started traveling around out near St. Albans.
Have you ever had bison?
No, but I've heard it's a bison
delicious.
burger. I have. Yeah, absolutely.
God, it's delicious.
They eventually had to euthanize the bison, but local people did what they could. They acted quickly to make sure that they could get everything they could and keep it safe, to make sure that they could take care of the bison when it comes to getting the meat, making sure that it did not go for a waste, so that people could make the best of that situation. So the bison got loosed. One of them attacked one of the owners who was there. And even the owner said, listen, we got to do something. Got to put him down. So unfortunate story there, but it happened out in St. Albans. You just don't know. You're walking down the street and you see 3 bison coming down the street. I mean, it's like, okay, what's going on?
You don't want to walk up and pet them. That's for sure.
I think I'll head the other way. We appreciate you guys letting us know that you got bison coming down the street. Still to come, we'll talk about the population shift in the St. Louis area. What's happening with marijuana sales in the state of Missouri? Nelly responding to performing at the the inaugural ball. Lots to get to coming up. This is Arch City Now. You can jump in. You can give us a call if you want to. 855-282-8255. Once again, 855-282-8255. You can also jump in on the chat line on YouTube and X at Arch City Now. We appreciate you guys jumping in on the show. Projo's alongside as well. I'm Vic Faust. We'll be back with more Arch City Now right after this.
Nobody has more passion for music than Tony Patrico, and you can hear that passion come to life each week on Sounds of STL, Monday and Wednesday at 3, only on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. But don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Sheriff's deputies in Franklin County shot and killed 3 bison Tuesday after the animals escaped a nearby corral and injured one of their owners. Franklin County Sheriff Steve Pelton said the bison were approaching the community of St. Albans after escaping the nearby farm, and deputies couldn't take the risk to the public. The St. Louis Fire Department announced the line of duty death of a firefighter. Lee Krause, a 27-year veteran of the department, died Tuesday after experiencing a medical emergency while on duty Sunday. The department did not give further details on his cause of death. His decades of service to the citizens of St. Louis reflect a life of dedication, sacrifice, and honor, said the fire department in a statement. An Australian domestic flight was delayed for 2 hours after a stowaway snake was found in the plane's cargo hold, said officials on Wednesday. The snake was found on Tuesday as passengers were boarding at Melbourne Airport for Brisbane. That according to snake catcher Mark Pelly. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Sandy Connor.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s, and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Let's talk about your health insurance. There are a lot of reasons why people need affordable health insurance. But here's the bottom line. You know you need affordable health insurance. For you, a spouse, a family member, whatever. I'm going to give you a free hotline to call to find affordable health insurance that can cover all your health insurance needs in case you get sick or have an emergency, plus cover vision, dental, and more. And there are no long-term commitments. You can keep your plan as long as it's affordable and for the price of a cup of coffee. We're not talking about one of those fancy coffees. For the price of a regular cup of coffee a day, you can have quality, affordable health insurance. Call the Health Insurance Hotline for a free quote.
800-373-8414. 800-373-8414. 800-373-8414. That's 800-373-8414.
Fenton Bar and Grill, home of the best trash wings in the St. Louis area and the best servers in town. Fenton Bar and Grill is located on Rudder Road in Fenton, just minutes away from the soccer park. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so anytime is a good time to enjoy Fenton Bar and Grill. While you're there, say hi to Chuck, the 2024 Mater D of the Year. And know you'll always be around people that love sports. It's a guaranteed great time at Fenton Bar and Grill. Learn more at FentonBarandGrill.com.
This Independence Day, honor and remember all those who fought and are still fighting for our freedom. This salute courtesy of Go Global Industrial Supply of St. Charles, family owned and operated, serving the community with integrity and pride. For hydraulic and air hose repairs, hardware tools, and all other equipment or hardware supplies, call 636-925-3145. That's 636-925-3145. That's Go Global Industrial Supply of St. Charles, proudly saluting our armed forces.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block. No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Arch City Now. Happy Hump Day. It is July 2nd. Glad you're with us. I'm Vic Faust. Projo, our producer, alongside. If you guys want to jump in on the chat line, you can do that as well. As you stream us on X and YouTube at Arch City Now. Once again, that's X and YouTube at Arch City Now. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. You want to jump in. We take you to the top of the hour at 8 o'clock before Hot Take Central 2.0 takes over the show. That is the former Blue, Cam Jansen, and of course, St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster Jim Hayes. The phone number to give us a call is 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. You can also stream everything that happens on our network all day long at louinfo.com. Once again, louinfo.com. Lots of shows, lots of niche shows all throughout the day with this new programming that we do. And of course, we're glad to be a part of it with you every morning, Monday through Friday, from 6 to 8 a.m. There's a study that's being done. A group out of New York was hired by the state of Missouri to figure out the economic impact when it comes to marijuana sales in the state of Missouri. Of course, St. Louis metropolitan area is huge when it comes to the sales. I just find it fascinating because of how much money has actually been spent. Now, the economic impact study, which is, I don't know, it's about 285,000, something like that, to figure out if more licenses are needed or if more should be given throughout the state. Okay, that's one thing in itself. But to show you the impact that marijuana has had in the state of Missouri, it is shocking, absolutely shocking to me. Last year, 2024, from the studies that have been released right now, $1.46 billion. $1.46 billion of marijuana sold throughout the state of Missouri. That is phenomenal. Whether you agree, disagree, whatever, we're just talking sheer numbers when it comes to finances and what comes back throughout the state. $1.46 billion, even more so than Colorado, Arizona, and Nevada. And of course, we have our own marijuana expert that sits right with us, Projo. When you hear those stats, is that surprising to you or not?
Not at all. I mean, like I said, before it was legalized, that's all we really talked about is how it, if they did legalize it and, tax it, how much it would help the economy. And
it has.
Here we are.
And it has. I mean, you drive around the St. Louis metropolitan area, you're going to see dispensaries. You're going to see people. I mean, I smell it more.
Yeah.
I smell it. I don't want to say everywhere because we use those words always and never,
right?
And everywhere. But I see dispensaries everywhere. So I know the economic impact that it's had in Missouri. And of course, several states surround Missouri. Missouri is a border state.
Now, that was the shocking part, that we outdid Colorado. That was the shocking
Heck yes,
part.
it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It blew my mind just how much marijuana is being sold throughout the state of Missouri. And there's a variety of products. I mean, I don't know because I don't partake. I don't have an issue with it, but I know you're in there all the time.
You should.
You should.
You'd be a different man.
What?
You'll be a
What's
different
wrong?
man.
What's wrong with me right now?
There's nothing wrong with you. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. We'll see about that. Maybe sleep aids. Doing the show in the morning. Boy,
Yeah,
oh
you'll
boy,
be
it's
well
like,
rested. Yeah.
oh yeah. I
And
may
relaxed.
I may not make it here.
It's not that.
Joe, what's
debilitating.
going on, my friend?
I'm
No.
here every day.
No, I get it. There's all different kinds, but I mean, getting back to the reality of it, I mean, that's huge for our state, huge in the St. Louis metropolitan area, because I guarantee most of the sales in the state are coming from the St. Louis metropolitan area.
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
They're probably coming from where you live.
Yeah. Definitely getting a lot of money from me.
Absolutely. Love it. Hey guys, Nelly's from the St. Louis area. We know that as well. He has dealt with, he had some backlash, not from a lot of people, but sometimes all it takes is one person to say things, to create an issue, whatever the fact. Nelly has a new reality TV series. We showed you about that a couple of weeks ago. But now he's responding, I think, because he was getting asked all the time, why did you perform at the president's inaugural ball? Well, I mean, he was getting asked that over and over and over and over again. Do we have that queued up? I mean, I just wanted people to hear what he said, because I loved what he said. He said it was all about respect. So St. Louis's own Nelly having to answer questions on why he performed at the president's ball. And I think his answer is amazing. It's perfect.
It's not about a campaign. This is not a campaign trail. This is not anything that I feel like I'm influencing people to the way on how they feel, but it's more about the respect and the honor of being invited for what I like to call the greatest country on the planet.
Could he be better than that? No, he can't be. What a phenomenal answer. And it is. You don't have to agree with everything that you're involved with. People get too sometimes just, I'm standing my ground. I'm drawing my line. I can't go do. Why not? Why not go? And I'll even take it a step further. If he happens to like the president, who cares? That's his prerogative.
If you liked his music when it was popular, you should like it now, no matter who he played for.
That's the voice of Pro Joe, our producer in studio. We love it when he shows himself too. He doesn't like to show himself. Every now and then you get a little look-see of Pro Joe in the background.
I forget.
No, I
really
forget. I forget. He says, I forget.
Conveniently.
So Nelly, thank you for be who you are, do what you do, and don't cave because other people are trying to get you to do something. It's Nelly's life. He can do what he wants to do. You can support him if you want. You don't have to as well if you don't want to do that. Okay. This is Arch City Now. If you want to jump in on the chat line, you can do that. You can watch us and stream us at YouTube and X, Arch City Now. By the way, when are we on, should we be on TikTok yet?
Not yet.
Okay. TikTok, Facebook, if you like those streaming platforms, they're coming as well. We're on audio platform as well. And of course, you can stream everything with our show and everything else that's going on throughout the day. LouInfo.com. Once again, LouInfo.com. Greg says, I bet Nelly tokes. I'm not even going down that path with recent things. Nelly, yeah. So it is. Pro Joe, have you ever been in a toke party with Nelly?
I don't know whether he does or not. However, he seems like the kind of guy who would
doesn't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It's all good.
We know our own, you know.
I guess I'm not one of your own. $1.46 billion in marijuana sales in Missouri in 2024, and it's only getting stronger. Yeah, thanks to Pro Joe and Nelly. Thanks from chat line, Greg jumping in on the line there. Hey, by the way, Cardinals play today at 11:35. Try not to be swept by the Pirates. Go figure. They haven't scored a run in 2 games. What the hell is going on? 4 games behind the Cubs. You can watch that. Just remind you, it's an early start, 11:35, because day game, and it's on the East Coast. So that'll sneak up on us a little bit early today. If you didn't see this, also QT has a new beer. It's called Quitting Time. QT, go figure. Allegedly, they've had this beer already in Tulsa and Kansas. Now they're making their way to St. Louis. Miller Distributing, I think, is who makes that beer. So you might see that at Quick Trip with all the other things they have going on. My only question to Quick Trip is, can you get a special line just for people playing lottery? Quick Trip is fast, but if you're doing lottery, it can slow you up. But my experiences at Quick Trip have been quick trips for the most part. They are quick freaking trips. I'd like to be in that training with those people. Those people who work the cash registers do not make enough money.
Yeah.
I promise. Whatever they're making, they are not making enough money.
You know what that reminds me of? They remind me of Aldi cashiers, because they don't use, I guess they do scan, but they used to just type in the amount. And
really?
Yeah.
Didn't know. Had no idea. That's some interesting stuff. Okay. All right. I gotcha.
And they're quick.
Quick Trip, baby, all throughout the St. Louis area. Quitting Time. We talked about it. I guess it was last segment too. Corona says that their sales have gone down 2% this last quarter because they say Hispanics are not drinking as much as they used to. That's what their parent company says when it comes to Corona. Very interesting. Chat line says, don't show Vic the secret handshake. I guess that's the secret to marijuana handshake. Because I'm not one of your own.
It's pretty uncoordinated.
Oh yeah. No, my sense of smell is terrible, but I smell weed everywhere now. I smell it distinctly.
Yeah.
Distinctly. I'm like, okay.
Have you ever smelled it on me?
Oh yeah. God, yeah.
Really?
Oh my God, all the time.
You're kidding.
I mean, I thought that's your cologne.
No.
This
See,
is skunk.
I smoke a variety of weed that, or a kind of weed that doesn't have a strong odor. It smells more like a nicotine vape. So that does surprise me.
Well, that's the voice of Projo. It's like, Projo, we'd love to see you when you talk, but he likes to play Wilson, and that's fine. It's all good. We hear his voice, we don't see him. There's Projo. That's right. But I've never seen you smoke, and you keep it real quiet, and you're very cognizant of not smelling like it, because you've talked to me about this.
Yeah.
But the rest of St. Louis smells like weed.
Yeah. Because they smoke the flower part.
No, I get it totally. This is Arch City now. So congrats to Missouri. We'll keep you posted when it comes to that. Quitting Time, the new beer at QT. We'll see what they've got going on. By the way, if you haven't checked it out too, Clayton Restaurant Winks coming up July 14th through the 20th. Over a dozen restaurants. You're talking about meals at $39, $59, $79. Everything from appetizers to more sophisticated meals. It really is a cool thing that they do every year. You can check out Restaurant Week. You can look that up with all of the restaurants that are participating from that standpoint as well. Something else that is very, very, very interesting to me is a new study where this is done by the U.S. Census Bureau, the white and black population in St. Louis region is decreasing. And there's two groups of ethnicity that are increasing. That is Asians and Latinos. This according to the U.S. Census Bureau. And it makes, and what's also interesting about what this study and everything that was done with it is the fact that you have, we talk about St. Charles County, where people are moving to or have been moving to, but 77% of the people who are moving into St. Charles County or have moved there are age 60 and older. So it's not necessarily a situation where people are moving from other areas, other states into Missouri, because we're losing population. We're losing the white population, black population in the St. Louis area. And more specifically, when it comes to our region, which I found was interesting from this U.S. Census Bureau report, is the fact that St. Louis City is second now in the country in terms of black population loss. And it's now number one in terms of large cities in terms of total population loss. Number one. And of course, you can break that down. So, what's happening in St. Louis City, it's pretty remarkable, I think, in terms of decline in the population since 2020. And that's coming, from the study and who was there. And it's also coming from Ness Sandoval, the professor of sociology and demography from St. Louis University, when you break down this U.S. Census Bureau polling.
But isn't that also when the crime started to increase in 2020?
It hasn't been good. That's
Right.
for sure. But the crime, but there's a variety of issues, a variety of reasons. And then, of course, people who are moving in are now coming to the St. Louis area. They say it's immigrants who are coming. And then you can break down, are these legal immigrants? Are they not, because of everything that's happening in this country right now? But the fact remains, these are people who are coming and they're in the area and they're making up the population while they're here, finding the Midwest and cities like the Midwest because they're cheaper. They're cheaper right now, at least, than some of the East Coast cities. And they're coming into the St. Louis region. Is that something that you've seen? Not, let us know. You can always jump in. That's why we love this show. It's all about you at St. Louis. What's happening around, the topics that we can find, what's affecting us, what are talkabouts, things that you're finding interesting, shout outs that you want to give out to people, businesses, and so forth. We'll continue this conversation. Don't go anywhere. Like, subscribe, share the show. Stream us on X and YouTube at Arch City Now. We got to take a quick break. If you want to give us a call, you can do that. 855-282-8255. We'll be back with more Arch City Now after this break, taking you to the top of the hour.
Awesome One, Earl Austin Jr. from 9 to 11. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands. Because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song.
This is former Cardinal and Navy Lieutenant Mitch Harris. Salute those who serve. Join the Cardinals on Friday, July 11th for Military Appreciation Night, presented by Boeing. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals 40-ounce tumbler, honoring all 6 military branches. Arrive early for a powerful pregame concert by the U.S. Air Force Band on the Budweiser stage. And best of all, a portion of each ticket benefits USO Missouri. You get your tickets at cardinals.com/state. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
This 4th of July, honor and salute the brave men and women of our military, past and present, who risk everything for our freedom. This salute from Southwestern Electric in St. Louis, specializing in electrical repair, wire installation, and electric installation or replacement. Call 314-776-5252, 314-776-5252, or visit SWECO1948.com. Follow them on Facebook. That's Southwestern Electric, thanking our heroes in uniform.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Sheriff's deputies in Franklin County shot and killed 3 bison Tuesday after the animals.
I think I'm going to make a
escaped the nearby
slideshow to
corral
play
and
during the
injured one of
breaks.
their owners. Franklin County Sheriff Steve Pelton said the bison were approaching the community of
Good
St. Albans
idea.
after escaping the nearby farm, and deputies couldn't take the risk to the public. The St. Louis Fire Department announced the line of duty death of a firefighter. Lee Krause, a 27-year veteran of the department, died Tuesday after experiencing a medical emergency while on duty Sunday. The department did not give further details on his cause of death. His decades of service to the citizens of St. Louis reflect a life of dedication, sacrifice, and honor, said the fire department in a statement. An Australian domestic flight was delayed for 2 hours after a stowaway snake was found in the plane's cargo hold, said officials on Wednesday. The snake was found on Tuesday as passengers were boarding at Melbourne Airport for Brisbane. That, according to
I've
Snake
had it with
Ranger
the
Mark
snake
Elliott.
on this
For the Lou
plane.
Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. I'm Sandy Connor.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s, and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
This 4th of July, remember the men and women of our military fighting for our freedom. This salute courtesy of 314 Sports Cards and Collectibles, your local one-stop card shop. See our large selection of sports cards, TCG, and collectibles. Chase the hits and break with us. Call 314-731-6441 or visit 314sportscards.com. That's 314 Sports Cards and Collectibles, thanking our customers and proudly supporting our heroes in uniform.
590 AM, just like any other St. Louis.
That's what they play during
we may
his
go
show.
away, but we always come back. The Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Get your content when you want it, how you want it. louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. We absolutely love this show because it's all things St. Louis. We get you up. We're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Right, leading you up to 8 a.m. where Hot Take Central 2.0 comes up with the former St. Louis Blue Cam Jansen and St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster Jim Hayes. July 2nd, hope you're getting ready for the 4th of July this week. It is a holiday week. What are your plans? If you want to share them, jump in. Where are the best fireworks? We've had that debate going on all week long. If you're going out to get fireworks, don't let anybody tell you that they're more expensive because of tariffs, because we have already found out that these stands, they purchase their fireworks a year in advance. If there was ever going to be anything, it would be next year. And credit some local TV networks for going out and talking to these stand owners in regards to what's true, what's not. So they're underselling so far this year, but they expected it to really pick up in the final 3 to 4 days. And it's on a Friday, which means, whether you like the fireworks or not, you're going to hear them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whether it's legal or not in St. Louis City or the county, you're going to hear it. It's happening. They are legal in St. Charles County.
And if you have a small dog, be prepared to comfort them all weekend.
Oh, okay. You brought up your small dog, which means we have to show Darth Vader. Darth Vader, our mascot of our show, Arch City in the Morning, one of the cutest dogs you're going to find. There he is.
I've got a million more pictures I need to put up.
There's Darth Vader, our unofficial mascot of Arch City Now. It's a beautiful dog. You can see Darth Vader right now on YouTube and X at Arch City Now. Once again, Arch City Now, YouTube and X. If you want to give us an email, same thing. It's at Gmail, archcitynow@gmail.com. If you're a business that wants to get involved from an advertising standpoint, if you have a guest that you think that would be great, and or if you just want to give us a story idea, let us know. This show is about you guys, everything that you guys have going on. What is St. Louis talking about? What are the headlines? What is shaking in your neck of the woods? Because we know there's a bunch of little places all throughout this big little city, and we try to cover some of those topics. Some of the headlines, as we always get to in the final break, that we've talked about throughout the morning. Cardinals lost last night 1-0. They haven't scored a run in 2 games in Pittsburgh, of all places, normally where they play great. They're up today at 11:35. It's an East Coast game, so it's an hour earlier. Plus, it's a day game. Cardinals trying not to be swept. At least we got Sonny Gray on the mound, and for whatever reason, the Cardinals seem to score runs, and they play well when he's on the mound. He's 8-2 on the year, so that's good. Soccer tonight in St. Louis over at Energizer Park. You've got St. Louis City SC's home field being used for the United States men's team, and it's not a friendly. It's a game that means something. You've got the Gold Cup semifinals going on. United States taking on Guatemala. Not all the superstars will be in attendance playing for the United States, but some of them, they'll be there, plus the future, plus some of the younger players. Needing a win to advance to the championship. The championship game will be played against the winner of Honduras and Mexico. That game tonight, by the way, starts at 6 p.m. And it's just great to have that event in St. Louis. Cardinals aren't in town. Not a ton else going on. What a great night if you have a chance to get out, if that's not sold out. I don't even know if it's sold out yet. If anybody knows, let us know. You can do that. And by the way, you can jump in on our chat line all the time if you want to by going on to YouTube or X, Arch City Now. That's where people jump in. That's where they talk. That's what we're doing. And we do appreciate when you like, subscribe, and share the show, and just let people know what's happening. We love the content. That's what this is all about. And by the way, check out louinfo.com. Once again, louinfo.com. That's where you can find out all what's happening throughout the day, 24/7, when it comes to our entire network. Once again, that is louinfo.com. Speaking of the Cardinals, they do have a cheaper ticket package that you can look up as well. Tickets as cheap as $59 for 30 games coming up. Let's be real. They're trying to generate interest. I mean, there's a competitive team out there, and we just haven't had a lot of attendance for a variety of reasons at Busch Stadium this year. So Cardinals ownership noticing that trying to provide opportunities for people to get out to the games, try to make it a little bit cheaper so that people can get involved. Some of the headlines that we've been talking about today, medical, recreational, all of it. When it comes to marijuana, Missouri has been a big time hit when it comes to marijuana. I was waiting for it, Projo. Come on, dude. I've been waiting, sitting on that all day. $1.46 billion sold during the 2024 year, even more so than Colorado. That's right. Marijuana is alive and well in the state of Missouri. When it comes to economic impact, will more licenses be handed out? There's an economic impact study that is going to take place. Missouri hired a company out of New York to do that, spending a lot of money too to find out if more licenses should be given out throughout the state of Missouri. We'll see where it goes. Also, when it comes to the new Population Census Bureau, we were talking about this before we went to break, and there were a couple more parts of that U.S. Census Bureau study that I wanted to get to that I felt were very interesting. When you look at where St. Louis is going, what's happening, who's doing what. The other thing about it, we talked about St. Charles. Yeah, St. Charles has a lot of people going. It's the biggest growth area in the region. The issue with, and it's great for now, but the only issue is that 77% of that growth are people 60 and older, and they're not coming from out of state. Now, the St. Louis City aspect is very concerning. The St. Louis region has lost both white and black population, according to the Census Bureau. And the other big part about it is that the study, which was done and broken down by Ness Sandoval, the professor of sociology and demography from SLU, is the fact that he says the region has far fewer families with children than just 15 years ago. The region, that's not just St. Louis City or county, that's the entire region. We don't have as many families throughout the area, and people aren't having as many kids. And that's a whole nother ball of wax and topic that we can get into someday. We try to focus on everything St. Louis, but there is an argument to be made that St. Louis and the area is losing population because for decades and maybe a generation or two, just not having as many kids. This study just says in the last 15 years, there's not as many young families throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area.
They're saying in the world as a whole, the population, we're having a population crisis.
We have heard that.
Yeah.
Even Elon Musk was saying that, believe it or not, regardless of what people think of Elon. He was one that was doing that. But the St. Louis metropolitan area makes up 15 counties. And we had really talked about that today. It just blew my mind. There's a changing look. Not that it's a huge group yet, but you talk about where St. Louis Metro will be in 15 to 20 years. The Asian population and Latino population is growing in the St. Louis area. More people have come in of those ethnicities, where you have the black and white population, which has decreased throughout the St. Louis region, that according to the Census Bureau study. So it is a topic that St. Louisans talk about. It's one that we hit on a little bit earlier, and that's why we were covering it. I told you about Clayton Restaurant Week coming up. Also, we like to do polls. We do a lot of those polls and things are out there. This company did the most beautiful restaurant in the state of Missouri. Well, it's not in St. Louis and it's not in Kansas City, but rather it's down in the Ozarks. Projo, just let me know when you pop up that picture and we'll show everybody, because this restaurant has been deemed the most beautiful restaurant in the state of Missouri. And it's Missouri/Osage Ridgedale. It's part of Big Cedar Lodge's Top of the Rock Ozarks Heritage Preserve. Osage Restaurant, they're told, has a breathtaking setting on a bluff overlooking the mountains in Table Rock Lake. Yes, it is an absolutely gorgeous place. I've seen pictures. I have not been there, but we cover a lot. And I repeat, we cover a lot of those pictures that are out there. Joe said it. He says, man, there's a lot of wood in there. Big Cedar Lodge, it would make sense. So I wanted to give a shout out when it came to Big Cedar Lodge. Not sure if people are heading in those directions when it comes to summer plans. If you're heading anywhere for the 4th of July, just giving you a shout out, some of those things that are happening around the region. So
that golf course looks phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah, I've done the golf there. I just haven't been in that restaurant. The golf is absolutely amazing. Missouri has some terrific golf courses. We've talked about, heck, it was just a few weeks ago we were talking on this show about just the incredible golf courses, public and private, just throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. We do offer a lot of that. One other topic, because we said we had a lot to get to in the final segment as we talk and get your opinions on things. Projo says, because of all the hype with issues with planes, takeoffs, landings, returns, he's more afraid to fly than he ever has been before. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah. I've always preferred driving over flying, however, way more nowadays.
Well, there was an emergency landing at St. Louis Airport yesterday as a flight had to return due to a smoke alert. So passengers started smelling smoke in the plane, a couple minutes after takeoff. Would that freak you out?
Yeah. Smelling smoke on a plane is definitely not a good sign.
They came back. It was a United Airlines flight operated by GoJet Airlines, rather. Left Lambert yesterday morning for Chicago, but then returned. Everybody was safe, but it's one of those things where people start to talk. It's like, can we trust these planes? I am not fazed by any of it at all. It's still a much safer way to travel than any other way you can travel. Literally, car or plane. But it is a talk about, and there were a lot of people talking about it yesterday, that's for sure. And if you're on that plane, maybe I would have a different opinion if I was on the plane, saw smoke and started.
It might change. Change it just a little.
Well, over 20 years ago, we were on a flight when we were playing football at Mizzou. I can't remember where we were coming back from. I think it was Iowa State, maybe. We fell like 10,000 feet in the air. It was just like, what and that was scary. We had a landing where the oxygen mask popped out.
That would have done it for me.
Yeah, but those were some scary times, but still, it's like, I don't know, maybe I forgot how scary they were because I'm totally fine with those things that are going on. Totally fine, Projo. It's all good. It's all good. Oh yeah. From the chat line, I just had a chance. We're getting through all the darn headlines. I just looked at our chat line. Forgive me. I say that we try to get to that as much as possible. Viewer Greg says, doesn't Musk have like 15 kids? Yeah, I guess he's doing his part to procreate.
He's trying to do it all himself. Save some for the rest of us, bud. Jeez.
We appreciate you guys jumping in with your comments as well. You can watch us on X and YouTube at Arch City Now. Once again, Arch City Now, X and YouTube. If you guys want to give out some shout outs for best firework places where you guys go, of course, we can get that in today, tomorrow, 4th of July, coming up on Friday. Should be another nice day as we start to head into some more heat and humidity, though. Heat indice, those are getting a little bit higher as well. Making sure that we're, of course, getting all the headlines in, what we can do. Hot Take Central 2.0 is coming up at 8 o'clock. Don't forget, you have the Cardinals today. Of course, at 11:35, you've got the men's national soccer team tonight in St. Louis taking on Guatemala in the semifinals of the Gold Cup. You can check that out as well. That's a 6 p.m. game tonight as well. And as always, we love it when you guys give us stories, you give us headlines, when you jump into the show, you can do that as well. Once again, we're live on YouTube. We're live on X, Arch City Now. Once again, Arch City Now. And you can get caught up on all of the programming that we have throughout the day. Not only our program, but other people as well at luinfo.com. Luinfo.com. That's where you can stream us all throughout the day. We try to cover all these stories that we have coming up throughout the day. And we do have guests coming up as well in the next couple of weeks. We wanted to make sure that we had everything going from a technical standpoint. First, lots of guests that will be coming up. If you guys want to be featured, if you guys have an idea for another business, let us know. The shout outs, we were giving out shout outs when it came to breakfast places, when it came to donut shops, when it comes to coffee, however you guys get your mornings going, we try to do that for you as well. And of course, if you have any questions regarding the marijuana side of things, just email us. Projo will get you caught up. He's an expert. He's an expert in like 6 or 7 different things.
According to you.
According to me. But it is rocking the marijuana industry. Congratulations for the state of Missouri when it comes to the amount of money that's been made there. So thanks for joining us on this hump day. Happy hump day, July 2nd. We got to get out of here. Hot Take Central 2.0 coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for more Arch City Now. For Projo, I'm Vic Faust. Have a great day, everybody.
This 4th of July,